your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Justice Department announces criminal charges against 15 people in Minnesota in a series of Medicaid fraud schemes that prosecutors say cost taxpayers $90 million. Assistant Attorney General Colin McDonald.
Our cases today involve 7 different state-managed Medicaid programs that have been systematically pilfered by fraudsters who treated Minnesota-run programs as their personal piggy bank.
Meantime, Amy Bach, the convicted ringleader of the $250 million Feeding Our Future fraud scheme, has been sentenced to more than 40 years in prison. Prosecutors said she orchestrated the largest pandemic fraud case in the country, which diverted money meant to feed hungry children. President Trump has not wavered in his position that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon or keep its enriched uranium.
We will get it. We don't need it. We don't want it. We'll probably destroy it after we get it, but we're not going to let them have it.
CBS's Aaron Navarro.
We're seeing in the recent report today from Reuters that the Iranian supreme leader has rejected that altogether, saying that the enriched uranium must stay in the country.
Iran says it's looking over the latest U.S. peace proposal. Trump says he'll wait a couple of days. President Trump says it looks like he'll be the president that intervenes in Cuba. Many have considered it. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Before heading to Europe for a NATO meeting, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the administration hopes for a negotiated settlement with Cuba, but it's unlikely as of now.
The president's preference is always a negotiated agreement that's peaceful. That's always our preference. That remains our preference with Cuba. I'm just being honest with you. The likelihood of that happening, given who we're dealing with right now, is not high.
Rubio said over the years, Cuban authorities have just waited the U.S. out, but that won't happen this time.
Tennessee's governor grants convicted murderer Tony Carruthers a 1-year stay after his execution was stopped. An attorney for Carruthers who was there says officials struggled to find a vein for an hour. Carruthers was sentenced to death after he was found guilty of the 1994 kidnappings and murders of 3 people in Memphis. An Air France flight bound for Detroit was forced last evening to divert to Montreal after being barred from entering the U.S. due to concerns over the Ebola virus. CBS News medical correspondent Dr. Celine Gounder.
Should people be worried about this? No, you're not going to catch Ebola from sitting next to somebody who doesn't have symptoms on the plane. And I think it was really sending the wrong message for the flight attendants to be masking up, because that's going to be scaring people unnecessarily.
Sure. Homeland Security says any foreign travelers who've been in Congo, Uganda, or South Sudan in the last 21 days must now fly into Washington Dulles Airport. Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Multiple investigations into local law enforcement officers. More on that coming up. First, your KIRO Newsradio traffic brought to you by the Harnish Auto family. We've got a crash up in Everett this afternoon, South 5 at the Snohomish River. It's blocking right there in the center lane. Once you clear this, though, it's wide open all the way into Seattle, but you're sitting in a bumper-to-bumper backup starting at the Union Slough. So once you get into Seattle, South 5, we're slow from Northgate across the Ship Canal Bridge. It's a 25-minute commute from Linwood into downtown. North 5, typical backups here, starting approaching the West Seattle Bridge to I-90. That's a pretty hefty backup there. And then the Ship Canal Bridge backup is minimal, starting near 520. So 20 minutes to get through downtown. And over to the east side, South 405, it's slow from 124th down to 60th due to a rolling maintenance operation making their way down 405. Linwood to Bellevue, just under a half hour. The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale through May 31st. Exclusive deals, 0 down and no payments all summer on approval of credit. In Puyallup and Everett, Harnish Auto Family, people matter.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon, I'm Nate Connors. 3 law enforcement officers are being investigated for sex crimes. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery has more.
One case was discovered when a woman turned in her boyfriend. She apparently saw him looking at images showing child sexual exploitation and found hard drives containing volumes of material. Arlington Police Chief Jonathan Ventura tells KIRO 7 TV that officer was taken into custody Tuesday.
If the allegations are sustained, we're glad that somebody did the right thing.
The same day in a separate case, a corrections officer in Mason County was arrested, accused of having images on his phone. And an Auburn police officer was arrested in a sting last week. Investigators say he reached out to a minor online that was actually a sheriff's deputy. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
A new national survey ranks Washington 40th in the country for hospital patient safety. Dr. Drew Oliveira with the Washington Health Alliance tells KIRO 7 TV the grades reflect preventable problems from infections to medical errors.
We're going to take a look at this, and we may change our benefit design because we want people to go to the places where they're going to be the safest.
St. Joseph's Hospital in Tacoma was among those that earned an A grade, but not all hospitals in the state participated in the assessment. Well, with Memorial Day weekend coming up, expect long lines on the ferries.
Be prepared for what is expected to be a very busy Memorial Day holiday weekend. And just to be kind to our employees, they're working hard through the holiday weekend, to safely move all of you and us to where we need to be to celebrate.
That's Justin Fujioka with the State Department of Transportation. He says 350,000 people are expected on the ferry system starting today through Monday. You'll wait a whole lot less if you ride early or late or walk on. Let's check out that holiday weekend forecast. Sunshine and warm temps into the holiday weekend, pushing mid-70s today through Saturday. Clouds slowly roll in on Sunday and 68, and then rain Memorial Day. Sunshine at 67 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Yeah, I can talk. Jake, someone has sabotaged your gear. Someone has sabotaged Jake Skorheim's ability to communicate with the city. Can you get the Attorney General on the phone for us, please? That'd be great. Thank you. Nope, not you. Not you. Come on over here, brother. I want to hear what you have to say. Interesting.
My mic's not on.
Yeah, that one's on, buddy. There you
go.
Welcome,
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Well, it's a little different seating today, but that's all right.
Well, it's also all your preparation and the notes that you've made for this broadcaster.
You know what the nice thing? I do them on a computer, so I can just put them on here.
Attaboy, look
5
at you.
seconds.
Technology.
Happy Thursday. Let's start there. Happy Thursday. Yeah. Jake Skorheim here now. Different side of you.
Jake Skorheim there. Spike O'Neill over here.
Boy, the orientation just feels way different over here. I'll get past it, folks. I'll get past it. All right.
You're bigger than this.
I'm bigger than this.
You are.
I'm a professional. Go. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. We got a lot of stuff to get to. So let's get to it. Later in the show, in just a little bit, we're going to talk with James Lynch is going to join us, and we're going to talk about AI. AI is getting freaky good at a lot of things, and unfortunately, it's also getting good at convincing you that you're maybe speaking to loved ones who are being kidnapped when that may not be the case. Isn't that insane?
It is. The progression, the rate of progression, the speed with which this is overtaking humanity.
Yeah, it's fast.
Is the stuff of nightmares.
So we'll talk about it. We'll, before you tuck into bed tonight, we'll give you something to be scared about. Nice. Tons of stuff to get to, which we should do right now. Let's start with Katie Wilson. Did you see this clip, or did you see this story? New York Post posted this.
Story, yeah. But this is kind of news that we know, right? It's national now.
Well, it's national. She spoke with the New York Times, and she was saying how basically some of the stuff she said in the past maybe wasn't such a good idea.
Yeah, there's a new staff member at the mayor's office, Mia Culpa. I'm not familiar with her background.
That's funny. It's a good line.
Thank you very much. We're here all week.
Katie Wilson, according to this article, she was talking with the New York Times, and she was asked about some of the comments she made about Starbucks. It's national news that Starbucks is pulling up stakes and going other places. Mm-hmm. And so Katie Wilson says, those comments were not productive in the sense that they caused me more harm than good. And what is she talking about? Of course, this is the very first thing. I thought this would be kind of fun. We can take a little retrospective of Katie Wilson's comments on Starbucks. This is day one. She has just received a call that she's going to be mayor. And this is after Bruce Harrell, who's got a new job, by the way, which we'll talk about in just a second.
We'll have that coming up too, yeah.
Bruce Harrell, who is out of a job, calls Katie Wilson, says, "You're the new mayor. Congratulations." And the first thing she does, before even like getting on a stage and saying, I'm the mayor, I did it, this improbable journey, I'm here, we did it, folks. She got up on a apple box in front of Starbucks as they were having a strike outside of Starbucks, and she said this.
Oh my gosh, it is so amazing to be here today. You all are beautiful. Here we are.
You can hear how excited she is.
She is a little.
Yeah, because she's just obviously she's just gotten good news.
And when I say,
go ahead.
I'll say when I say she's drunk on the moment, I don't mean that in the sense of she was imbibing an alcohol while on duty. I'm not saying that at all. She was so caught up in the excitement of an unexpected victory for out of nowhere, no experience, nobody mayoral candidate to be the incumbent mayor. She was still giddy from the high of victory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you to the incredible Starbucks partners and workers who are here today and fighting across the country for a fair contract and for a union.
I should have that horn loaded up. So then she goes right into her message to the folks, which again has now pushed the first domino over that are now falling all around her that she's trying to clean up. And I don't know if she'll be able to catch up, but she said, no contract, no coffee.
Together we can send a powerful message. No contract. No contract. That is why I am proud to join them on their picket line and proud to say loud and clear, I am not buying Starbucks and you should not either.
There it is.
You did that really well live.
I love that.
That was great.
That was so great. She then had this. She's got a bunch of classics, and it's catching up to her. And obviously now she's trying to clean up on aisle 3. She's saying those comments, and again in New York Times, were not productive in the sense that they caused more harm than good. Yeah, that's what comments do when you have a leader of a city who says ridiculous things like this when asked about millionaires leaving.
I think the claims that millionaires are going to leave our state are like super overblown, and if the ones that leave, like bye.
I cannot tell you how much that comment made in a snap little response. She said, was it Seattle University where she was speaking at the time?
Yeah.
She said Seattle U. She's got this little comment that draws attention and claps. Even there it was kind of a tepid response, but it drew a minor applause from the people who were there to watch her. How that has traveled around the world, and that is now why you have to be so careful as a politician. I mean, like, words do matter, and I tell this to my kids all the time. Like, be really careful about the things that you say. You can do a lot of damage. I mean, like, we're also a sticks and stones can break my bones, but names can never hurt me family. Yeah. We want to make sure that, don't make your kids too sensitive, but also be careful on what you say, and especially for a leader in a city like Seattle.
In a culture where everything you say is forever.
Yes.
And where information travels faster than the speed of stupidity, that message has gone global. And the mayor was brand new, inexperienced, and we all knew that was going to be a shortcoming, if not downfall, of this mayor and administration and ability to get anything done. Surround yourself with inexperienced people and no one. I mean, it's great. She gets out there opening day, wants to stand with labor. I get it. That's very on brand.
I would not say that's great. But
it's great. If you're a socialist running mayor and you've got a labor issue in your town, you want to show solidarity with the labor movement in your city. That's on brand. But experience, somebody in that office should have been able to tell her, you don't go out there and tell the city to boycott one of its foundational industries.
Yeah.
The brand,
one of its shining jewels
associated with the city.
Yeah.
Like Batman, we send up the Starbucks signal into the sky. When we're feeling groggy, we need a coffee, send up the Starbucks signal.
Yeah. We're very proud of Starbucks.
That's who the city is. You don't tell them.
And then she says this.
Like bye.
Like bye.
But I don't want to allow the narrative to be pirated by the mayor's inexperience, poor judgment, dare I say, naivete bordering on stupidity. That move to Nashville is so much bigger than whatever comes out of Mayor Katie Wilson's mouth. That move to Nashville, that corporate relocation for taxational benefits, it's got deeper roots in poorer decisions by stronger people, bigger desks than Katie Wilson's.
She's definitely a part of it, but you're right.
Absolutely.
It's all of the it's all lawmakers in Washington.
And that move with the new CEO at Starbucks, that move has been on the table since the day he signed his deal. Relocation of corporate assets to a more tax-friendly environment. Business-friendly environment.
I would not agree with you there. I don't know if that's been on the table since day one. I think that was a Katie Wilson made that claim as well. She said this has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah.
All evidence to the contrary. Nobody had been talking about Nashville.
Okay, that no one had been talking publicly about Nashville, but if you're a corporation talking about relocation of major corporate assets to a new state,
I don't know.
There's a lot of talks going on.
I don't know those talks. You may have insight into those talks. I don't have an insight into those talks.
I'm talking about specific talks with Nashville, but if you're a corporation that's looking to trim your bottom line, to re-streamline your business practices and assets, to change your brand, you're talking to a bunch of people, because those changes take major decisions and major moves, not just
big
physical
investments. They're going to spend $100 million up front.
They talked to a bunch of states, not just Tennessee. Froggy went a courting.
I hear what you're saying, but why would they leave Washington if it weren't an unfriendly environment?
No. I'm not saying. That is why they went a courting.
Yes, that's the reason they're leaving.
That's why they found themselves in a position. Bad business decisions in the way of becoming that grab-it-and-go coffee shop, overexpansion into a less personal, interactive, community-type atmosphere. All those things were, in hindsight, deemed very poor decisions, and a correction had to be made.
Mm-hmm.
But when you bring in a guy, the Chipotle CEO, to just save the day.
Yeah, you want a company to make money.
Everything's on the table, and that table could be in any number of states other than Washington.
It certainly doesn't help when she's day one.
Not a bit.
Yeah.
Not a
bit.
bit.
Now she's out there, and she's this is what she sounds like now.
I'm sorry.
Here's a question for you, though.
Yeah.
What do you think Starbucks' response is going to be? Do you think it's possible? I mean, she's out there saying those comments were not productive in the sense that they caused more harm than good, which is, yes, that's not productive. Would a company like Starbucks rethink its position after hearing such a strong apology?
Well, she did take a time to get a band with strings, backup singers. That's real care.
That's
and
true.
thought,
yeah, and she learned that song, which Brenda Lee made famous.
Will it have a bearing on the future of Starbucks' position in Washington, specifically Seattle? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think there's authenticity and truth in their statement that we're always going to be here home, right?
Technically they could accomplish that with 5 people.
Exactly. We said this in the past. It's like, your room at your mom's house will always have your lacrosse trophies in it.
Yes.
But you're not raising your family there.
Yeah.
It'll always be your room.
Yeah.
This will always be your home. Yeah.
It's a place to come back to. Yeah. You have fond memories of it, but you move on to bigger and better things.
You don't have a married couple or corporation sleeping single in a twin bed. That don't happen.
So this is Starbucks' response? I think they're happy. Here's the problem is Starbucks has now figured out the grass is greener. They've gone somewhere else. The money's greener in other places.
Yeah.
And that's what they're interested in, is having a thriving business. It's no fun to lose money.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Is it viable for Starbucks to keep that? Is their business, a VBR, valid business reason? Is it in Starbucks' best interest to keep that tied to the image of Seattle? To have corporate headquarters here? If it's 5 guys.
No.
You don't think so?
No, because the rest of the world doesn't care about it like we do. We care about it a lot regionally here because we're very proud of it. But the rest of the world, when the rest of the world gets on boards an airplane, and they get on a Boeing plane, they don't think to themselves, you know what? Isn't it amazing this whole thing started in Everett? They don't think that. We do.
No, yeah, well,
we get very excited.
That's very, very true.
When you sip a cup of coffee in Korea, when you're, once you can get past the CEO being fired for stupid ad campaigns.
It's Tank Day.
Tank Day. You don't think to yourself, what's really neat is man, they've been in that Soto location for a long time.
That's really cool. Just started just a little shop
and
in the
vast
market.
Majority of Starbucks money comes from everywhere but here.
Yeah, when a guy logs onto his computer desktop, he doesn't think about Redmond.
No. He doesn't give 2 cares. All he cares about is that the thing needs to update and it's not working on a spaceship.
Right.
That's all he cares about.
Right. You're right.
They don't care about local stuff. We're the only ones who care about that. And so that's what makes it even worse. We have this great opportunity to keep businesses by being nice to the businesses that have been here locally.
It's going to take more than an apology, though.
Yeah, apologies mean nothing.
It's going to take much, much more than, hey, I learned from our mistakes. I got a new team at the governor's or the mayor's office.
It's not even a good statement. Those comments were not productive in the sense that they caused more harm than good. She should be saying, Starbucks, she should literally actually learn that Brenda Lee song. I'm sorry. I don't get the sense that Katie Wilson's a singer, but I don't know. She might. But she should literally stand up in that same area where she did the strike.
In front of the what's in that building? Because it's not a Starbucks anymore. They closed that location down.
Now the location's closed.
Yeah.
Good luck finding a Starbucks in downtown to
Hurry.
stand in front of.
Get in front of one before they're all gone. Find a last remaining Starbucks.
Crazy. Yeah, it's an interesting dilemma, and it's one of their own making.
Can we take some comfort in the fact that the mayor's a fast learner? Learning
You think that's fast learning?
Well, I think
that was 7 months ago.
Okay.
That's day 2. You get up on a soapbox and somebody says the very first thing you do as mayor is you say no contracts, no coffee.
Together we can send a powerful message. No contract. No contract.
So that's November, like 17th or whatever the day was that she finally won after the long count. That same day, we played the clip because we all recognized, like, boy, that's a dumb thing. Why did it take them 7 months?
For her to go out and apologize?
For her to come out and start talking about like how that was a bad thing to do.
Well,
7 months.
Yeah. Well, they've made changes at the personnel and the flow chart of the business flow chart of the mayor's office. I mean, she's got smarter people telling her what not to say.
The speed of government runs really slow, so I guess there's an excuse there that it's built in. Like, hey, like everything takes a long time in government.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think 7 months is not a fast apology.
Okay. Well, no, she could have apologized day 2. It was stupid. She probably was sorry she said it the minute it left her mouth. It probably hadn't hit the...
I disagree with you there. Really? I don't think she is sorry.
You don't think she learned that quick?
No, I don't really think she's sorry. That's the thing. I don't think she believes it. I think she's saying it because she's got smart people in her ear.
Well, you're saying she can't learn from her mistakes. I mean, she's not that dense. I mean, nobody's that dense. I mean, you know...
Excuse me? Are we talking about politicians?
We are. I mean... I can disagree.
Is that too cynical of a view that they can't? I mean,
no. It's well grounded in historical realities.
I would be willing to. This is my guess.
I mean, she's got to know how bad of an idea how bad of a statement that was. She's got to know.
She does
how bad,
now, but why
how
did it
bad
take
the politics?
Why did it take 7 months?
Well, I don't think that. To your point that the apology carries no weight, I don't think it matters that she didn't need to get out in front of this within 2 days to stop the move to Tennessee.
She should have knocked on the door of Starbucks Sodo and said, "Guys, can I come in and talk?" Like in your life, I'm sure there's moments where you do things that you wish you had not done, and you go to those people and you make amends and you say, "I'd like to make amends."
Yeah, keeping your head down, hoping nobody will say it or notice, forget about it is never a good strategy.
Yeah, but 7 months. Did they not watch the news? I mean, like everybody was talking about, like, hey, Starbucks has just announced like they're gonna do like a expansion to Nashville, and then we came on the show and we were talking about how this is the first domino. They're going to move the whole corporation. Then everyone's like, no, this is just a couple people. And then Starbucks is like, no, it's actually 2,000. All these people are getting fired.
Next thing you know, they're gathering up the baristas 2 by 2, loading a big ship down.
Exactly. So, I mean, there's an ample opportunity where she or somebody in her team, if they watch the news or listen to us.
Well, the people that didn't say to her, hey, Your Honor, you need to get out in front of this and try to reel this back in. Those people are gone. At least that person's gone.
She only has one person that knows things?
Well,
it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Her chief of staff has been reassigned. Now in charge of special projects.
Yeah.
Like,
ironically,
going to get coffee. We're right there. You're right there.
Beat me to
special
it.
projects.
Son of a gun.
Decaf. Special projects are non-fat.
Get Starbucks. Yeah. Please go find a Starbucks. You might have to drive to Kirkland.
I got a 6 to-go order for Kate.
I need a picture of me holding a Starbucks coffee. That's what they should do.
If only there was a data center that could AI generate the apps I was trying to get.
There you go. We didn't even have a chance to get into Bruce Harrell's new job, which is a lot of fun. Can we save this? Bruce Harrell has a new job.
Yeah, you bet.
And if you like the movie Devil Wears Prada, then you're going to like his new job.
Is he also going out for coffee? Bruce says, what kind of skirts? Ask somebody else your questions.
Get me Armani. Get me Armani on the phone. We'll talk about that just a little bit. James Lynch is going to join us next. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about AI. It's a wild world out there.
It's changing fast.
And we're living in it, so we'll talk about it. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see. They know. They hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
Carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is on now. Don't miss out on 0 down, no payments all summer, and exclusive deals through May 31st. Visit them in Puyallup and Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. The man hurt in a massive fire on abandoned tracks in Snohomish is now suspected of arson. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun has more.
Investigators believe Michael Searles intentionally set that fire that destroyed hundreds of feet of railroad trestle and sparked a large brush fire nearby. Searles was found crawling along the tracks with burns to his hands and feet. According to court documents, he told deputies he woke up surrounded by flames after smoking meth, but investigators say his burns were more consistent with someone who started the fire, and they've now charged him with arson.
An explosive investigation in Longview, Washington has led to the arrest of the district's superintendent. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery reports.
This all stems from a rape investigation at Mark Morris High School that rocked the community this midwinter. Basketball players forcing younger teammates into a windowless locker room and assaulting them. Police say they heard about it on social media and then contacted the district, but Superintendent Karen Cloninger told them it had already been handled. Ultimately, a parent made a report. 2 teens were arrested and charged. Police say Cloninger not only knew about what happened, but told staff not to talk to police. She's accused of witness tampering, failure to report, and obstructing a law enforcement officer. Police say at least one more school administrator is expected to be arrested. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
A former Pierce County Jail corrections officer got just 10 days for drunkenly backing over his ex-girlfriend's head. The News Tribune reports 23-year-old Cameron Bosher pleaded guilty last month to vehicular assault DUI. The standard sentence called for 3 to 9 months, but both sides recommended less, arguing the victim was a willing participant in the incident. Bosher was fired from the jail after his arrest back in January. He'll serve his time over 3 weekends. Major detours are coming for people who use State Route 3 south of Gorst and Belfair. The highway is closing for 16 days to replace an old fish culvert. The closure starts in mid-June. WashDOT's Angela Cochran says local access will remain right up to the closure at Gorst Creek.
They're going to dig out the highway, so that entire section of highway will be removed, so nobody can get through there. But you can get up to the closure point to get to businesses.
The driving detour is about 7 miles. The freight detour closer to 30 miles. And now check at Wall Street. Stocks rebound as Trump says Iran war will end very soon and gas prices will go down lower than they were before. The Dow up 267, S&P 500 up 12, NASDAQ up 22 points. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic up in Everett. We're still dealing with a collision. South 5, the Snohomish River. It's now moved from the center to the right lane. The Snohomish River Bridge on 529 is closed for marine traffic. So we've got traffic stacked up on 529 and South 5 is bumper to bumper up there at the 529 interchange. Here in Seattle, South 5, we're slow from about 85th to the Ship Canal Bridge, 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. And North 5, we've got those scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal, about 20 minutes to get through downtown. And now check out your KIRO News Radio weather. How does mid-70s and sunshine sound through Saturday before clouds come in on Sunday and the high dips around 68. Rain Memorial Day. Sun and 68 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Can you guys hear me? I'm back at my normal spot.
It's so good to see you there.
It's got a good microphone.
Yeah.
You got a good microphone, Jake. You got a good microphone. If you heard the opening of the show, the microphone was just snapped in half. I don't know how that happened. It just wasn't working.
You're a forceful man. You're a strong
lines were cut.
guy. You think, oh.
I'm wondering if maybe there was some sabotage happening.
Interesting.
No, I think it was just user error. I literally couldn't figure out how to use a microphone, so I do apologize. You know who's really good at figuring stuff out? KIRO News Radio reporter James Lynch, who joins us right now. James, welcome to the show.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to say operator error myself.
It definitely was operator error. If anybody watches on the webcams, they would have seen that. James, you've got a very interesting story on mynorthwest.com. AI is all anybody talks about these days. I've been really reading up on it a lot lately because there's all these things happening at the same time. Like you have AI, but to have AI that's effective and in everything, you also need the processing power, which is data centers, and the data centers are in the news because Seattle doesn't want data centers. And what do you do with all of the information once you have it, and how dangerous can the information be? Because you can do crazy things with it now. You can make videos of people that aren't real. And now it's a way to scam people on phones. This is wild to me. You have a story about how AI is actually tricking people into kidnapping? What is this?
Yeah, I tell my son all the time, Jake, that AI is the biggest societal shift in my lifetime. And I've seen a lot of things change in my lifetime, but something that's going to fundamentally change society like AI is in the midst of doing right now is something that we haven't seen before. So I guess it was only a matter of time before somebody takes the good that can come out of AI and finds a way to use it for evil. And the FBI is warning families all across the country and here in Seattle about what they call AI-powered virtual kidnapping scams. It's kind of a long name, but let me tell you what he says about it. The agents say that high-tech criminals are using AI voice cloning, altered photos, and manipulated videos that they gather from social media, of course, to convince unsuspecting family members that loved ones have been kidnapped. Now, the goal, of course, is extortion. It always comes back to money, and an immediate ransom payment is demanded during these initial contacts. Now, I spoke with FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Gerald Birkin, and here's what he had to say about it.
If you're on the phone with the kidnappers, is to ask for proof of life by either video, by speaking directly to the victim, by FaceTime or Skype.
But he also says that it is even more important for families to come together and create kind of a code word that you can always know that'll attach that family and nobody else knows it. So if you're in a situation like this, you can say, well, look, I'm going to need to talk to my loved one, or you can say, ask my loved one what our code word is, and that's the only way that they could provide proof of life. Now,
so you could get on with somebody and you just be like, hey, are you? And they sound exactly like themselves, and if they don't say rutabaga, then it's a fake person.
What's your teddy bear's name?
Yeah,
some things that only a family will know. Has there been a rash of kidnappings that you have to worry about? Is this one real or not? I mean, I understand that the scamming has always been there. The stories we've heard about. Your grandparents got a call that you got locked up on spring break and you need bail money from grandpa. Because it's usually the elder that fall for scams. Because I'm not being mean, but technology has moved so quickly.
You hate old people.
I
You
do.
said it yesterday.
We said it yesterday. I'll say it again. It's the smell. No, technology has moved so fast. Those of us, my own generation, was growing up in an era that none of this existed, let alone got this good.
Yeah, is
kidnapping a thing?
It's that same scam on steroids, and they say that it is most prevalent down around the border in southern states where people tend to come and go across the border to work or to vacation, and that's how those kind of get set up. So, but now with AI, the voice recognition and the way that they can mimic voices is flawless. So you can't tell the difference.
This is crazy. So I've seen these videos where they will have a side. You guys have probably seen this too, but they'll have a side by side of, like, say in one video, you have one side where you have a very attractive person who's talking to you and making so it looks real, and you could say like, hey, prove to me you're not a bot, like wave hi or write my name, and you can ask them to do things and they'll be able to comply with those things and do it. And then the other side of the video shows you what the actual thing is that you're talking to. And it's a completely different looking person. It might be a real human person, but they're using
AI skin.
They're using an AI skin that's like a digital filter that's put onto their little video box. And so it's not at all the person. So you could have, theoretically, somebody who finds a picture of your loved one and can look. And then I had no idea they can mimic the voices, though, in real time. That's crazy.
But it's the idiosyncrasies that they can't. They can make somebody really look like somebody. But, if you say, well, wow, that looks just like my grandmother, but my grandmother's eyes never appeared like that, or my grandmother never situated her mouth.
Show me your
that
anchor
way.
tattoo, because Grandma had an anchor tattoo.
Yeah,
maybe the kidnappers don't know that, right?
They
say look for little things. Like a ring that your loved one would be wearing, or a tattoo that your loved one has. The things that an AI bot
that they
won't
can't
know.
recreate.
I would
think
ask,
to recreate.
if it was of my wife, I'd ask it to read a standard clock quickly.
See, now you gave them what they need to know.
She
to
only
fool you,
reads
buddy.
digital clocks.
Oh.
No, she's a great lady. So the FBI is taking this very seriously, though, and they're telling people, you guys need to be aware of this. And I think safe word's really smart. Everybody can come up with that pretty easily. You can, set it as a family.
Exactly, and I want to say that the FBI did want to make sure that we put this out, that if you find yourself in this kind of situation, or if you know somebody, your family or friends, that you can report it at FBI's Internet Complaints website, and that's IC3.gov. Again, that's IC3.gov.
It's Internet Crime Complaint Center. There's so much of this, they had to set up a separate division to handle all of the different internet crime.
And it's not just on this type of scam.
No.
This is on all scams.
All internet crimes, yeah.
It's
unbelievable.
It is just a brave new world. I mean, this whole AI thing is
scary. Somebody said a while back that, the AI we're looking at today is the worst version we'll ever see. It gets nothing but better as days go by. And the speed with which it's accelerating and getting better. I mean, you remember a year ago.
But better doesn't necessarily mean that it's better.
You mean life? You mean life doesn't necessarily get better just because the AI is so good?
That doesn't mean it's going to be better for us.
No,
in my
I hear
opinion.
you. Yeah.
You know what's interesting to think about? You were talking about how this is the biggest technological advancement in your lifetime, like talking about that with your son. It is wild to think about the different eras that we've all grown up in and what we have seen technologically. I remember growing up, I was just telling this to, I don't remember who I was talking to the other day about it, maybe one of my kids. They've never lived in a world that didn't have high-speed internet and streaming services. They don't even know what a VHS is beyond what they have seen on the shelf at Grandma and Grandpa's house.
So they probably really don't know what an 8-track is.
No idea what an 8-track is. Yeah.
Dude, let's go back to rabbit antennas on top of TV.
Or black and white
TVs. Having to cross the room.
Black and white TVs.
Having to cross the room at my old man's direction and stand next to you and hold an antenna because
you're part of the
picture came in better when I'm holding the rabbit ears. And I had to stand there and till the game was
There's only 3 more quarters, son.
Right. Seriously, I've done that. A phone that isn't attached to a cord. That was the biggest technological advance of my life.
Do you remember when they introduced, this is just like old guys remembering old stuff. That's a segment now. Do you guys remember when they introduced caller ID? And if you had caller ID before somebody who's calling you had it, and you picked it up and you went, "Hey, Grandma." And she's like, "What the what? How did you know? You some sort of a Houdini. You know my name." It's a crazy world.
And now
out
Grandma's
there.
been kidnapped.
Well, yeah, I mean, that'd be a tricky AI if they did that, because my grandma's been gone for a while.
I'm sorry. I mean, yours.
Thanks for bringing it up, Spike.
Sorry,
no, she lived a long life. She was a great lady. James, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. You can check that out at mynorthwest.com. He's got a bunch of great stories. Go read them. Click on them many times. We got a lot more coming up.
Talk about the mayor's, the former mayor's new job, Bruce Harrell's new job. We talk about that next? Yeah. Great day to be Bruce.
If you were to guess what Bruce Harrell was going to do after he was fired as Seattle mayor, fired by the people, I never would have guessed this job in a million years, ever.
I think badminton coach. If I had to guess, badminton coach
would have been the lead
at the high school.
Oh, you had to guess that would have been his job?
High school badminton coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what his new job is next. It's very interesting. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here for Aegis Living. Recently, my aunt had surgery. I've been telling you the story. She was home the next day. But we weren't sure as a family if we were equipped or ready to give the kind of care that my aunt needed. So we called my friends at Aegis Living and asked about respite care. That's short-term care, 2 days, 2 weeks. And they provide 24/7 expert care, all the Aegis Living amenities in the community that surrounds their residents. Gave us the peace of mind to know that we were giving my aunt exactly what she needed. Go to aegisliving.com/spike and schedule a visit. Could be exactly what you're looking for senior care and memory care. aegisliving.com/spike.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. For 34 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org. Sponsored by Washington Realtors.
Welcome back to the show. This is a what's known in the working world as a pivot.
Okay.
I would say this is a strong pivot. Bruce Harrell, who used to be mayor of Seattle until he was replaced by Katie Wilson, by the people. I mean, they voted for her,
Sure.
and so now she's the mayor. He's not an old man. He's still got some time left in him to pursue business ventures, and obviously I've met him. He's a nice guy.
Nice enough guy, yeah.
I had no idea, though, that he had this talent in him because he has now gotten a new job. You can read about this at mynorthwest.com. He is the CEO of a clothing company. This is what Harrell had to say in a press release. I am honored to step into this leadership role at such an exciting time for the company and the industry, he said in a press release to the Puget Sound Business Journal. Did you have any idea that Bruce Harrell was such a fashionista that he could run a clothing company?
I didn't know he could sew.
I didn't
think
either.
It's awesome.
So
This is
like the
great,
wind,
like the
Bruce.
Is Philium, is the company, if I pronounce that right, is it Philium?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
That's how it's spelled.
It's Philium.
It's a sustainable clothing company in Seattle.
And what they do is they make water-resistant, stain-resistant fabrics.
Okay.
And it's not like they have a line of blazers, but the technology that they've developed at Philium can be used in a number of different applications across multiple different career, outfittings, if you will.
Sure.
From fire departments to outfitting outdoor folks, stain-resistant, water-resistant materials.
Do you think there's any possibility that they'll be making cerulean sweaters?
That blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs. And it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room.
Bruce.
From a pile of stuff.
Wouldn't that be so funny if
Oh
this
my
was
gosh.
he is like a Devil Wears Prada character? Can you just see him doing that in the office?
Maybe,
Walking up to somebody and like breaking down their outfit.
It's hard to be the lead, the top dog in a city government and then go to, being
He's a man of many
part of a
talents.
team. Yeah.
I don't know if comedy is his game after that basketball joke that he made about the Sonics, although he was a little bit ahead of the game there. But maybe it's all, maybe he's really good at critiquing outfits.
Bruce is on part of an executive advisory board. Okay. He's on there because of who he knows and what he knows and how he knows. He's worked in local government for around 20 years.
Well, he's a CEO, right?
He's a CEO.
Yeah, he's a CEO.
Yeah, but I don't think Bruce is going to be making the day-to-day decisions about color swatches.
I disagree.
Really? You think Bruce is
I
going to
think
be
somebody's going to come up to him with
going to
ideas
be going with a
about
flat
patterns.
collar?
Yep, I think this is what
two
he's
buttons, 3 buttons on that fireman's jacket.
Yes.
You think that's Bruce's call.
Yeah, I think Bruce is
I
going
want
to
to see a belt that goes with this. How about a belt you can hang an axe on?
Flip the collar a little bit.
They're showing a lot of florals right now, so I was thinking I could
Florals? For spring. Groundbreaking.
I think that's what he's going to do.
You think he's? Oh,
I think when he walks into the office, they're going to show him the respect that he has earned as a
the devil wears
as
Philly.
a fashionista.
The devil wears Philly. I love it.
Tell everyone.
She's not supposed to be here until 9.
Her driver just text messaged, and her facialist ruptured a disc. God, these people.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
Gird your loins.
I hear him saying that.
Yeah.
Difficult to confirm an appointment.
No, I'm so sorry, Miranda. I actually did confirm last
Details of
night.
your incompetence do not interest me. Tell Simone I'm not going to prove that girl that she sent me for the Brazilian layout. I asked for clean, athletic, smiling. She sent me dirty, tired, and paunchy. And RSVP, yes, the Michael Kors party. I want the driver to drop me off at 9:30 and pick me up at 9:45 sharp.
This is almost like a carbon copy. I cannot even believe how similar Bruce Harrell and Miranda Priestley are from Devil Wears Prada. I would like to see, here's what would be nice. I would like to see a camera in that office as he's walking around. What do you do in an office? Like, what is it?
Well, he's an executive. He's run a city government. He's run, a lot of important people.
Yeah.
And he's the decision maker. It all crosses. You're right. It all crosses his desk.
It's got to.
Bring Bruce the book.
Bring him the book.
Bring Bruce the book.
Get it to him.
Don't make eye contact. He wants tepid water. Are you nuts?
Where's my steak? Can we get, Laura, can we make a request to the CEO of Philium?
I thought you were going to say Meryl Streep.
No, that'd be great. That would be great.
She'd be easier to get.
Can you get Bruce Harrell on the phone, please? At some point. I would love to talk to the CEO of this Seattle-based sustainable clothing company. I'd like to talk to him about their new spring line and or summer line.
About what my first thought was, hi, I'm Bruce Harrell. As a former politician, it was important that things didn't stick to me.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's why we at Philium.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The face of the organization.
They call me Slick Bruce. That's why I'm happy to be here at Philium. I think it's a pretty neat pivot. Good for him. Well, we would love to talk to him if he's interested in coming on the show. All right. We get a lot of stuff coming up. Tons of stuff.
How about improving your education of your child? How's that sound?
Let's do that.
And perhaps maybe something we can do to help improve the safety of your students.
Great. All of it.
Right?
And can we talk a little bit about the Mariners? Did something really cool.
Absolutely.
Let's come back with the Mariners stuff.
Okay.
It's a childhood's dream.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll tell you about it. And then much, much more. We'll be right back.
The G and Ursula Show.
Prices in the Seattle area jumped nearly 5% in April.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Well above the national inflation rate of 3.8%. So, in other words, we're paying more than much of the rest of America is right now.
It feels like a treadmill that continues to get faster and faster and faster. But somebody keeps speeding it up and increasing the incline.
G and Ursula. Watch live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
We are Subaru of Puyallup. We're stress-free. Stress-free. Estamos libres de estrés. We're almost 100 employees strong. We make sure the sales process is smooth. We have video car walkthroughs. We have stress-free pricing. We value our customers and we value their experience. We're like a family here. We love our community and support local charities. We are Subaru of Puyallup. Your stress-free dealership.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit buckys.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty? Then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
It's Staples' 40th anniversary, and they've got deals worth celebrating. Now through May 23rd, enjoy up to 50% off. Save on paper, chairs, custom print, balloons, and more. Staples, that was easy.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump has not wavered in his position on Iran. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the latest.
The president says this much is clear.
We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all it is.
Adding the U.S. must have Iran's highly enriched uranium.
We will get it. We don't need it. We don't want it. We'll probably destroy it after we get it, but we're not going to let them have it.
And when it comes to reports that Iran has been negotiating with Oman on charging tolls to travel through the Strait of Hormuz.
We want it open. We want it free. We don't want tolls. It's international.
Adding the U.S. has total control of the strait with its naval blockade. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The Justice Department charges 15 people in a series of Medicaid fraud schemes in Minnesota. Assistant Attorney General Colin McDonald says they cost taxpayers $90 million.
Today's charges are unprecedented. They include the highest loss amount ever charged in a Medicaid case in Minnesota and the largest autism fraud scheme ever charged by the Department of Justice.
Officials say the suspects billed the state for programs they did not provide and then went on a spending spree buying cars, jewelry, and other items. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is predicting fewer than average Atlantic hurricanes this year. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
NOAA's seasonal outlook for the Atlantic this year predicts a 55% chance of a below-average hurricane season. But NOAA Administrator Neil Jacobs says,
we have had Category 5s make landfall in the past during below-average seasons.
Most of 18 other private and academic groups are also forecasting a below-average summer and fall, with only 5 named storms becoming hurricanes and just 2 of those becoming major. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
President Trump says the Supreme Court must not strike down his executive order denying birthright citizenship to anyone born in the United States.
If the Supreme Court approves that decision, they have done a great disservice to the United States of America, just like they did a great disservice by costing us $149 billion on tariffs.
Less than a month away, the World Cup tournament in the United States will be a major security operation carried out by the federal and local governments. In New York City, Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch says particular focus needs to be on the ability to intercept drones.
The war in Ukraine has become a real-world testing ground for drone technology, and if there is one threat that keeps me up at night, it is from drones.
Stocks close up on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
The stars shine brighter on CBS Morning.
This is a slam dunk.
So cute. Gail came in singing for me today.
On CBS Mornings.
Seattle's former mayor lands a new gig. Details straight ahead. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Up in Everett, our earlier collision, South 5 of the Snohomish River has cleared. We're left with stop-and-go volumes, though, starting at 529. Marysville to Everett's going to take you 15 minutes. That's double the norm. Here in Seattle, South 5, we're slow from Lake City Way to the Convention Center. 20 minutes from Linwood into downtown. North 5, we've got those scattered backups in the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Very typical. We're up to 25 minutes now through downtown. Over on the east side, South 405 at 85th and Kirkland, a crash blocks your right lane. Further south, 405 is crowded from I-90 all the way to the Renton Landing. Plan on 20 minutes between Bellevue and Renton. North 405 slows to the Renton S-curves and Tacoma to Olympia at 50 minutes. Got close to a 4-mile backup through JBLM and more slowing heading into Olympia. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights this season presented by T-Mobile. The first show is May 29th. You get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Former Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell has gone from lawyer to politician and now to CEO. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery has more.
It's a new chapter for former Mayor Bruce Harrell as he's accepted the CEO role with Seattle-based Philium, which produces sustainable textiles for brands like North Face and Cabela's. When he conceded the race to Mayor Katie Wilson last fall, he promised he'd stick around.
We will still be here serving you because you mean that much to us, and we love all of you that have taken this journey with us.
Harrell started his career as a lawyer in telecom and was first elected to the city council in 2008. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
SpaceX filed to go public yesterday, and its Redmond satellite factory is a big part of the story. The Puget Sound Business Journal reports the company's IPO could raise $80 billion or more, which would make it the biggest in history. SpaceX builds its Starlink satellites in Redmond, cranking out about 70 a week. Starlink brought in more than $11 billion in revenue last year, making it the company's biggest moneymaker. SpaceX will trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker SPCX. A Spokane County woman accused of trying to run down a child on a dirt bike pleaded not guilty Wednesday.
She's trying to run. Oh my God.
Deputies say she drove onto a sidewalk in Cheney last month. KIRO 7 TV reports 56-year-old Wendy Clement is charged with attempted first-degree assault and DUI. Her next court date is August 10th. A swarm of honeybees has set up temporary camp on an Auburn playground. According to a Facebook post from Auburn Parks, Arts, and Recreation, the bees are clustered at the Isaac Evans Park playground. Staff say swarming is a natural part of a honeybee colony's lifestyle, with scout bees searching for a new home. The city is asking people to keep kids and pets away, and please don't spray the bees. Crews are working to safely remove and relocate the swarm. Typically, if you don't bother them, they won't bother you. And now check out your KIRO News Radio weather. Warm and sunny into the holiday weekend. Mid-70s today through Saturday. 68 with increasing clouds Sunday and then rain Memorial Day. Sunny and 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of great stuff to get to. This first story, when I read this headline, I was having flashbacks to childhood, going to baseball games, playing in the yard, Recess, The Sandlot, which was my favorite movie growing up. And I was just thinking, this is the absolute coolest thing in the world. Seattle Mariners, I guess they have a thing they've been doing. I didn't realize they've been doing this, but they've been doing it for a few years now, where they will go and visit local schools. They will send a couple of players out during the season, I guess, and they will go and visit local schools at recess, and then they'll just play baseball with the kids.
Isn't that amazing? I had no idea this was going on either.
Me neither. It's the coolest thing in the world, and it reminded me of The Sandlot, which, of course, is one of the best, legitimately one of the best sports movies of all time. It holds up.
Sure.
It captures exactly what it feels like to be a kid and hanging out with your friends and playing ball.
It was the most important thing.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that you went home and swiped a ball that was signed by Babe Ruth, and you brought it out here and actually played with it? Yeah. Yeah, but I was going to bring it back. But it was signed by Babe Ruth. Yeah. You keep telling me that. Who is she? What?
Yikes.
What? The Sultan of Swat. The King of Crash. The Colossus of Clout. The Colossus of Clout. Babe Ruth! The Great Bambino!
Was this what would this have been like for you when you were a kid? So you grew up in Baltimore?
Sure, yeah.
So Brooks Robinson era?
Brooks, Frank, yeah.
If Brooks Robinson walked onto your playground when you were in elementary school, you're at recess.
Yeah.
You'd never be the same.
You're right. No, that's a lifetime's memory right there. That's lifetime love of baseball and devotion to your team. This could be the smartest advertising move the Mariners have ever done, but not just because of it. endears those kids to the Mariners in baseball.
Sure.
For life. It's everything good about it. It's everything good. It's not at a card. And don't get me wrong, when guys make appearances and they meet fans and they sign stuff.
Sure.
Sorry, I can only sign a licensed autograph Fleer products, son. This is none of that.
Like that scene from Jerry Maguire.
Right? This is none of that. This is instilling not just love of the Mariners, but a love of play in general. Love of play and the importance of recreation in a kid's life and a kid's educational experience.
Yeah.
As important as nutrition to a kid's learning ability is recreation and
getting out
physical
and
sense. Playing.
Yeah.
Is important to a kid's ability to just have a great school experience and a great learning environment.
This is Brian Wu, Colin Snyder. This is, I think this audio is from Como. This is them visiting.
It's actually just from the Mariners.
Oh, this is just from the Mariners.
Video.
All right, well, I'm not going to give Como credit then. All right, this is from the Mariners visiting these kids at recess.
We're out here with the kids today. Little recess, teaching them a little bit baseball, having fun.
Yeah, it's awesome to give back. You know, I look back, remember being their age, learning how to play baseball, wiffle ball, stuff like that, and what it would mean to me to have a baseball player come just hang out with us for a little bit would be like the coolest thing in the world. So to get to be that guy for these kids, it's pretty special.
Oh,
isn't that just warm your heart?
And if that wasn't enough, they sent Humpy the Salmon.
And Humpy the Salmon.
To let you know, even that one kid that nobody wants to pick for the team, he matters.
And I bet you they all beat him in a foot race.
He's got a place.
That's probably a thing that they do.
And that's just the greatest.
It's the greatest. Baseball's the greatest.
What do you think
Sports is the greatest.
Yeah. What do you think of the decision to cancel the piggyback rides after the horrific piggyback situation the other night on the mound? I'm trying to make a joke.
I don't know. I was going to say I don't know this. What happened?
You know the piggyback plan for the Mariners because Luis Castillo's been deemed a bullpen pitcher now. Okay. He's in the pen, but part of the Mariners piggyback strategy is that he's going to get so many pitches a week, up to 50 pitches per night. Last 2 nights ago, M's were holding a 1-0 lead. I think Brian Wu started when they brought in Castillo in relief. 9th inning. You got a 1-0 lead, and Luis Castillo, who's never closed a game in his life, going to get his piggyback pitches and going to get his 50 pitches and leave him out there in the 9th. The White Sox score 2 runs. They leave the closer, Munoz, the best closer in the game maybe, in the bullpen to get the piggyback pitches out there. A lot of people looking at the piggyback. I think piggyback fire is what I heard quoted down the hallway.
They don't like it.
It's just you gotta just. If you got the best closer in baseball in a 1-0 lead, you got 1 run and 1 hit.
Yeah.
You don't just get Castillo his innings, his pitches.
But I like Dan Wilson, and I trust Dan Wilson.
I like Dan Wilson.
I mean, weren't we all looking at Dan Wilson early season last year and going I don't know.
Well, I mean, people who know more than me down the hall out there, our own Aaron Granillo was like, hey, guys.
Aaron didn't like it?
Sometimes you got the best closer in baseball in a 1-0 lead in a game where you're struggling to get back to 500.
When you say it, I kind of go, I don't know. But when Aaron's my barometer for what's going on with the Mariners.
So that's why I'm trying to make a piggyback joke about the kids. But the important thing is that the Mariners went to see kids.
They probably don't do piggyback stuff with the kids just for liability reasons. You don't want to injure the children.
There you go.
Or the baseball players who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
What happened to him? He was just a larger kid. Everybody had to get a ride.
Yeah, Ham jumped on his back. He pulled it in.
The great Hambino.
Yeah, the great Hambino. Hurt him. What's your favorite? We'll get into, we got some other stuff. Speaking of school stuff, we'll get into that in just a second. But what's your favorite baseball movie of all time? Since we're talking baseball.
It's hard not to love The Sandlot as your choice. Bull Durham is just a classic.
It's a great
Bull Durham could be a perfect movie because so many elements outside of the game itself that are all relevant to the game. It's a phenomenal movie. I liked 8 Men Out. I enjoyed 8 Men Out. The White Sox
with
scandal.
Cusack and
the Black Sox scandal of 1918 or whatever it was.
Shoeless Joe.
Shoeless Joe.
That bridges to one of my favorites, which is Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams is genius. Costner knows how to make a sports movie.
He's in love with baseball.
Because you got to put
fantastic filmmaker.
I would say the trilogy of Field of Dreams, Love of the Game, and Bull Durham as a baseball trilogy from Kevin Costner, it's pretty much unparalleled.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Unbelievable.
Has any filmmaker done more for baseball than
no, not even
Kevin
close.
Costner?
Not even close.
I don't believe so. The closest. No, you're right. Not even close. I was going to say Ken Burns with his baseball documentary, but that's a different thing.
Anybody do more for the Revolutionary War than Ken Burns? No, sir. No,
That's true.
Ken
Give him the Revolutionary War.
Ken Burns, Civil War.
I'd give that to. I'd give that to someone else. Ken Burns does a lot of great stuff.
He does.
He's done some amazing stuff on the Roosevelts. I wouldn't necessarily give him baseball.
No, but if you want to know about something,
you want a Lewis and Clark. You want to give somebody something on Lewis and Clark. Ken Burns is your guy.
Yeah,
very interesting stuff.
If you want to learn about anything, let Ken Burns make a series about it. You will know.
Who's a modern? He's no longer with us. I don't believe it. Who's the modern author? I'm wrapping them all up in creator of things.
We got
who you would give it the Revolutionary War coverage to? David McCullough's, I think, who owns that time period. He makes it come alive in a way that
that's a great.
He's
guess.
so good.
Yeah,
and Kevin Costner makes baseball come alive on the screen.
Yeah,
just as Ken Burns makes Lewis and Clark come alive.
Yep.
And what were we talking about? What were we doing?
Education.
Education.
And kids. Just watch movies, kids.
Yeah.
You know what? You know how much money you'd save on education if you just wheeled in the TV.
No, that's a problem.
And showed them a movie.
They used to do that a little bit. They used to have the AV class would come in. You'd have the thing rolled in.
That's a great day.
Every once in a while.
A warm spring afternoon. Let's just pull down the shades, turn out the lights. We're going to watch a movie.
But folks, like everything, we've gone too far. We've crossed over way too far. Too much screens in school. I had a conversation last night with, I'm not going to say who, but it was a conversation with somebody who's also a parent in our school system.
Okay.
And we were sitting at a baseball game, watching all these kids playing baseball.
Thank goodness.
And we're lamenting all of the screens that the schools are putting in front of kids all the time. And it's just, that's a side note. That's a side gripe.
We've talked about it before. And I try to argue that there are economic incentives to not have to put an actual, 4 or 5 different textbooks into 30 kids in each class's hand, that you can do with one screen and buy digital copies of it. I try to argue for that.
Book.
I know.
You want that smell, the smell of the book and the pages and you want to.
You retain better when you read than when you see or hear. You retain better. If you can multiply the mediums in which you take in information.
Sure.
If you can see it, read it, and hear it, you'll never forget it.
Well, here's the thing also. If you can write it, if you can actually transcribe from what you're reading to a hand and you write it out. There's studies that show that's just tremendously helpful.
Yep.
And now kids are just kind of like staring at screens all the time. And if you're going to stare at a screen, stare at a Sandlot, stare at a Bull Durham, something like that, or a Ken Burns.
Not till high school, Bull Durham.
You're right. There's some parts in that. Speaking of high school, Jason Rantz over there at Seattle Reds 770. He spoke with a high school senior at Bothell High School who launched a Change.org petition to try to save Officer Garrett Ware's job.
The SRO job. Yeah.
The school board there in the North Shore School District voted 4-1 to get rid of that position. They cited things that I don't understand, but this is student Brandy Miniman who started this petition, talked with Jason about it. Listen to a little bit of this, talking about the walkout too.
I do not think that the board members that are on the board right now are going to change, because yesterday, I'm not sure if you're aware.
I read that wrong. Sorry, Brady, not Brandy, Brady.
We had another board meeting. A ton of awful people showed up. You had people asking them the easiest questions, saying, you see all these people, you see the petition, you see the walkout. Why are you not listening to us? Going up to them and holding the mic to their mouth, and they just look at you like you said nothing.
What do you think that is? Why? Obviously it's an
Why was the school board so dismissive of the public input from students, from families, from faculty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
They had an agenda. They had an agenda going into this meeting. This meeting was theater. They didn't care what the feedback was from the community, the families, the faculty of that school, the principal of that school.
I think you're right.
They had no the history of that officer in that school, a 10-year history, a 20-plus year history, almost 30-year history of SROs in that school district.
30 years, yeah.
Took no bearing on their decision. They went in there with a decision already made. They went through the motions of having a public hearing and did what they were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
And they cited more inclusion in the community, because there was a vocal element of the community that felt, and you know me, I'm a big DEI supporter. I think it's been misrepresented for political reasons in the last iteration of the conversation. But I think this school board is what's wrong with it. They overweighted, inclusion on the misconception, the perception wrong, the erroneous perception
that the scary guy was the cop.
Was the cop. And the way to fix that problem wasn't to have a positive interaction with law enforcement. It was to shield children,
to banish him,
shield children from any involvement with cops, to reinforce those misconceptions.
And instead, let's hire an extra therapist. Come on.
To talk about your fifis.
To talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
Somebody looks at you wrong. Let's talk to a therapist.
So, and I love the fact that these kids are not taking sorry for an answer.
No, they're doing the walkout.
Bye.
You know what's great about this show is that we do deep analysis of things. I'm going to play you a clip right now I think represents this show.
Deeper and deeper, way down. Deeper and deeper, way down, way down.
That's what we do. We dive deep on topics. You remember that movie?
No, what is that from?
It's from Office Space. You remember where he goes to the whole...
Oh,
premise
yeah.
He goes to the therapist who puts him under a thing.
Yeah, I'm like, where's that from?
Yeah, no, this is great stuff.
Deeper and deeper, way down, way down.
See, but what I love about this is when there was walkouts at school for various reasons, we had disagreements about whether or not kids should walk out from a school. Kids should take time off to protest and exercise their civil, responsibility, civil activism. I mean, I think it's good when students get involved and realize that nothing happens if you don't demand it or at least ask for it or speak to your concerns. A petition, a walkout to let the school board know this is important to us. We're serious about this. And as the people who will be directly impacted by your decision to take away an officer that made us feel safe, seen, respected,
fed. He often had snacks in his office.
There was nothing Officer Ware was doing that wasn't a plus for that environment.
Most walkouts I don't like because I do feel like a lot of them. We've had this discussion.
I know exactly.
I would rather students be in the classroom.
Yeah,
in
but
this case,
well,
I can see the merit.
I think that's fair. And with all different, when you're talking about student protests, there are times when it's just ridiculous. There are times when an entire entire school will empty out and have them know why. They just know they're not going to be in class for the morning.
But you know what?
And that's abuse of a privilege.
The why in this case is because they love this guy.
I am yet to hear someone say something negative about Officer Ware or in support of him being removed. I have never once heard those words. This guy is like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've walked through our cafeteria door and he's been around and he's not holding the door. And he's always, what's up? How you doing? Like, what's your plans for the day? Like, he's just somebody you can talk to.
This is, again, Bothell High School student Brady Miniman talking to Jason Rance on his show. And he says, Officer Ware and SROs just like him keep students safe. And, the school board obviously has different ideas about what cops do. But this is how the students feel about it.
Officer Garrett Ware is a key. I mean, he's fundamental. Like, everybody knows him. He knows everybody. He's a resource for everybody. It's like great to have him, but obviously in a situation, it's better than having a teacher to defend you from a school shooter. And you got to wait 5 minutes for the cops to show up every time. Those 5 minutes are usually where the most violence happens in an incident. And it's not just like these slim chance school shootings that are going to happen or that might happen to one school in 20 years, but there's drugs on campus every day. There's people doing drugs in the bathroom every day. And like, this is just a general high school thing. Like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but that's just what happens at high school. And he's there to stop it. And we don't have anybody else to stop it.
I mean, you listen to a young man like this, and I don't know how this doesn't put the school board to shame. I don't know how they hear somebody speaking like this, or he represents a lot of people at in the Bothell High School or in the North Shore School District. I don't know how you listen to all these people and not reverse your decision. I don't even know what that process is like.
That's the question is what's next for this community?
Yeah.
Are they going to have a school year next year where there is no SRO in camp, where Officer Ware isn't on campus, or any SRO is on campus, where they don't feel? I mean, they did a survey of the students, and 70% of them feel safe at school.
Yeah.
Feel seen at school.
And why? Because you have a guy like that on campus, making sure everybody's safe.
When a school board does what they did and voted 4-1 to eliminate this position, and not to save money, they're going to reallocate those resources to what they feel is more inclusive
and even if it was a money issue, I would push back on that.
I would argue that's money well spent.
Money well spent, and I guarantee you, if we were to open the books at Bothell High School, and I can do that right now because I have a website that has the list of every single school's budget, I guarantee you it's tens of millions of dollars, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. There's money for an officer to be on campus.
They'd have a bake sale. They'd fund this guy in a weekend. If you put it to the community.
You put it to parents, paid for.
You bet you.
Like
They'd
that.
just pass the hat.
100%.
You bet they would.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the question is, can this be reversed? Can the school board hear this outcry, this public outcry?
I know one way.
But,
fire the school board. vote in new people.
But
that's one way. If they refuse to do that, enough of the parents and enough of the students, I mean, it really comes down to the parents who are voting for these things, but if enough of the students and enough of the parents care about this, that is the ultimate, that's the eventual outcome, is that the school board has to have a change to it.
In the interim, these kids are vulnerable. This
That's
community
true,
is in,
but that's the
in
school
greater
board's
danger.
fault. That's the school board's
but
fault.
I don't want to wait till election day to correct it. I think they're going to correct it before the next school year starts.
That would be nice. I mean, we have rules and regulations, and we got to follow those rules. And if the school board wants to do this, they're well within their rights. But if the community's telling them who the school board serves and the community who elects the school board, if the community's saying, "Hey guys, you really you
stepped in it.
Yeah, you bungled this one.
Yeah.
You made a mistake. Correct the mistake, or we're gonna get somebody else in there." Then that's what they're going to have to do, and that's probably what's going to happen. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm very interested. Can we switch to a different topic?
Of course.
I think this will be a very interesting topic.
Okay.
Tonight is the final night of what?
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
With Stephen Colbert.
Yeah. End of an era.
Do you have an article about this?
I wrote something from My Northwest about why I think this is a pretty big day in American history.
Okay.
And not because of who Stephen Colbert is, but for, I think, what his medium stands for.
All right. Let's talk about it next, and that'll be a lot of fun. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, John, why don't you tell everybody why you started going to Longevity Medical Clinic?
No, I don't want to do that. I can tell you, I started going to Longevity Medical Clinic before I started doing these commercials, but why I went is not important.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Okay. I'll tell you. I was a Sammamish City Council member, and whenever they had asked me to do the Pledge of Allegiance, I couldn't make it through the whole thing without crying. I know, it's so dumb. I mean, I know I'm patriotic, but what the heck? So I go into Longevity Medical Clinic, and I explained this to them, that there's something wrong with my hormones or something, and they see the testosterone and the estrogen are all out of balance. We balance all that stuff, and I can do the Pledge of Allegiance without crying. But I've also noticed that I deal with stress a lot better, don't I?
Yes, you're a lot easier to live with because you're getting more sleep, you have more energy, you're better organized, and I'm not helping you look for your car keys every morning.
Right, because now I've taken the steps to take care of my mind and body. I strongly recommend anybody get the free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
CarsForKids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PASS to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAP.
We are all about your experience.
We are
Subaru
of Puyallup. Your
stress-free
dealership.
Treat yourself to a stress-free car buying experience with Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Senate Republicans are backing away from a key vote on funding President Trump's immigration crackdown. Their biggest sticking point here is that newly proposed $1.8 billion fund at the Justice Department. CBS's Natalie Brand reports it would pay people who say they were politically targeted by the Biden administration.
The fund is the result of the president's own legal settlement with the IRS, and he says it's to compensate those unfairly prosecuted.
People were destroyed. They went to jail. Their families were ruined.
But even some Republicans say taxpayer money shouldn't be handed out this way.
GOP leaders had hoped to pass a budget bill before the Memorial Day recess. For now, they are walking away. Now to the closing bell reports. Elon Musk's SpaceX is going public, and there's a big local connection here. Company filed its IPO yesterday, and it could raise more than $80 billion. Now, SpaceX's Redmond facility is where the company designs and builds its Starlink internet satellites. Puget Sound Business Journal reports that factory is producing about 70 satellites a week. Roughly 9,600 are already in orbit. Mortgage rates are pushing higher, keeping potential home buyers on the sidelines. Here's CBS's Jason Brooks.
Freddie Mac says the 30-year fixed mortgage rate jumped 15 basis points last week to 6.51%, the highest level in 7 weeks, although still below the year-ago rate. Mortgage rates have been rising in tandem with Treasury yields, which have been rallying higher on market concerns over rising inflation. Higher rates are threatening to derail positive momentum in the housing market after the National Association of Realtors reported an uptick in pending home sales in April.
Alaska Airlines flies across the pond tonight, launching its first non-stop flight from Seattle to London. The flight to Heathrow leaves SeaTac this evening, kicking off daily year-round service on a Boeing 787 Dreamliner. This is Alaska's second European route after it launched nonstop flights to Rome back in April. At the close today on Wall Street, the Dow up 276, NASDAQ gained 22, S&P 500 up about 13 points. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. This report brought to you by your KIRO Newsradio app. South 5 at I-90 here in Seattle. We've got a new crash. It's blocking your HOV lane. You're backed up to Lake City Way. Turns into a pretty thick backup there on the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on a half hour from Linwood into downtown. So North 5, we've got those scattered backups starting at the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal. Half hour to get through this. Brief backups down at the First Avenue South Bridge where we had a recent marine crossing. Southbound 405, you're slow approaching I-90 down to the Renton Landing. 20 minutes between Bellevue and Renton. North 405 off and on slowing from South Center through the Renton S-curves. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're at 50 minutes this afternoon. You've got a 4-mile thick backup through JBLM and a little more slowing as you head into downtown Olympia. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
We've got mostly sunny skies the next couple of days with highs in the mid-70s. Right now, 70 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike, you've got an article out that people can read right now. Be fun to talk about with you.
Thank you.
What's the code word if somebody wants to read about this article?
If somebody wants
what's
to,
the setup?
Sure. My opinion is that 37% of Americans have no sense of humor.
What?
37% of Americans can't take a joke.
What's tonight?
The last night of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
The very last one ever. An institution that is The Late Show.
And you've written an article about this. It's at mynorthwest.com.
mynorthwest.com.
But if people want to get it, the cool thing is we have this secret ability where you can just text us.
Text the word last.
You can text last to 888-973.
That's last.
5476.
As in the last one ever. An extended broadcast tonight.
All right, tell me about your piece. Why don't you think 37% of America can't take it?
Well, I address in this piece that I wrote that while the financial situation of late night television at CBS is their rationale for dropping The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, I posit in this interview or this article that there are other elements at play here, and I lean heavily into this administration, the Trump administration's inability to take criticism or disagreement even, or let alone a joke. And that President Trump's going after guys like Jimmy Kimmel, going after guys like Stephen Colbert, going after various other elements of the broadcast medium, have as much a hand in this.
When you say going after, you mean like commenting on the shows,
more so,
saying that they should be fired. I think he said
publicly stating this guy he should be fired immediately. This network needs to do the right thing. The FCC chair threatening the licenses of broadcast organizations if they don't do something about this particular show or this particular comedian. I put in this piece that political satire has been a part of the Americans, the fourth estate of media, whether that's written news or broadcast television or comedy, whatever it may be. The ability to speak truth to power has been bedrocked in comedy or political cartoons. There was a time before the American electorate was educated, literate enough to read, and they conveyed through political cartoons in the town square of a New England village. They poked fun at Abe Lincoln. They poked fun at you name it, Tammany Hall, everybody. And every late night host from Jack Parr to Johnny Carson to Jay Leno to whomever it might be have always made fun of politicians. Now, I know that this iteration of late night television has leaned more heavily into being political than previous iterations. And I think you brought a nice piece in from Vanity Fair asking if Stephen Colbert's...
I think that's what prompted the discussion. Yeah, exactly. Vanity Fair says...
Did late night comedy going so political, was that their undoing?
Yeah, this is from Vanity Fair. Has Stephen Colbert's push into politics, and they posted this today, obviously, because last night of the Tonight Show is tonight. Has Stephen Colbert's push into politics hurt the late night format? And then they spoke with a
professor of political satire
who says,
guy who knows, yeah,
yeah. That seems like a professor of political satire.
You know what? He makes over $900,000 a year too.
I bet.
It'll freak you out.
Nothing funny about that. He says these shows were built to be vaudeville in the box in your living room. Says Donegal Young, whose name is Interesting.
Funny name.
He studies political satire and the media preferences of liberals and conservatives. He says they were a place to watch jugglers and clowns and funny people doing impressions. They were not made for this. So obviously he's saying that, I think it's a fair statement that Stephen Colbert was far more political in his discussions and leanings than his predecessor, right?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, but so was Letterman, so was Kimmel, so was Fallon. I think this president. I
disagree with the Fallon. Fallon's
as milquetoast as Leno was.
Fallon
Leno was
still
very
strikes
middle of the road vanilla comedian.
Leno had the #1 show.
I'm not saying
twice. I mean, he left and then came back, and then he had the #1 show again.
I think that this administration is far more impactful on American life and who Americans see themselves as, how the world sees America, than any other president before him.
Do you think? So you're positing that the Trump administration is shutting Stephen Colbert down. That's why he's being shut off.
Yeah, in my article, I also cite the fact that there was a Paramount Skydance had a big fat merger in front of the FCC that needed approval, and Trump made it clear that he wanted this show gone. And the I guess it's Ellison's, right? The father and son combination that owned that just got that merger passed. I think that they were.
You think they complied?
I think they
shut
did.
him down?
I think they knew what it would take to get this administration, who uses the levers of the executive branch and the power of the executive branch.
Do you think the fact that he lost so much money has anything to do with it?
I don't, because I think every iteration of late night television is going through the same evolution of platform distribution and how consumers get their entertainment.
Okay.
They're not. Then you'd see a complete annihilation of all late night comedy broadcast shows.
Which is very possible. You might see that in the near future.
There are people who say that this $40 to $50 million a year annually that the Late Show with Stephen Colbert was losing for CBS.
Yeah,
a lot of people challenge that number.
Well,
they say, because they know what it costs to produce the show. They know what the show bills in the way of advertising dollars.
The show's about $500,000 to $700,000 per episode to produce. They have 200 staff, which include the band, writers, all the different people. The total cost to produce a show per year, according to estimates, is about $100 million, which makes sense, actually. Stephen Colbert's salary is not a cheap one. He makes about $20 million a year for his contract, and the show is apparently losing about $40 million a year.
That's all true.
So how do you keep a show that's losing $40 million a year on the air?
I would say that every other late night shows probably finds themselves in the same boat. Kimmel finds himself in the same boat. Fallon probably finds the same cost of production, same advertising revenue dollars broken down from traditional broadcast television.
You think so?
I would venture to guess they're pretty close. It's not like the Colbert Show has threefold the number of expenses to put the show on, or 1/3 the number of advertising revenue.
Can I play you some? I do think. Here's what I think. I do think that used to be late night TV, like Johnny Carson and stuff. Johnny Carson famously, and I have the clip if you want to hear it, but famously talked about how he avoided being too political because that wasn't what people were there for. At the end of the day, they're getting into bed and they're going to sleep, and they just want to feel entertained and they want to be able to laugh at something.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the day, it's billed as a comedy show, but the stuff that Stephen Colbert very heavily got into politics. His monologues often would be just political speeches.
And there's a good portion of the country that finds that comedy, even politically based, funny.
I understand that. Yeah. But you're positing that people can't take a joke. And what I'm saying is, like, people want entertainment, even if they're making jokes about things that they don't like. They still want to feel like there's entertainment there and not being scolded at.
That's fair to say, yeah. But people who support this president and who are just happy think Stephen Colbert is a talentless hack. Not just they don't agree with the flavor of his jokes.
I don't think you can be in
I'm not
the
saying,
business
I'm not
that
saying
long
you.
and not have talent.
Exactly. So
but
when
it doesn't mean that you're entitled
Trump's,
to a show that loses $40 million a year.
Well, again, I think it's not the only reason. Is what all I'm saying in my article is. You have to actually take an honest look at what this administration has done, the track record they have with leaning to get their way and using the levers of the executive branch. He doesn't like negative coverage from anybody.
Well,
politicians that disagree with him are rolled out of office.
Let me ask you this question. Answer this on the other half of the break. Who got more negative coverage in their career, Trump or Biden? Answer on the other half of the break.
Sure,
Spike's going to answer, and we come back. I want to play some Stephen Colbert audios. We'll continue the discussion. Stick around.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Spike O'Neill for Aegis Living. I've been telling you that my aunt had surgery recently, and she came home the next day, as is often the case. Nobody stays in the hospital very long anymore. So what we're left with as family members is having to care for my aunt who needs some kind of special attention. We didn't know if we were equipped for that or ready for that. We called Aegis Living and asked about respite care. Now, respite care was just a couple of days at an Aegis Living facility that had expert 24/7 medical attention. All the amenities, all the different things that they had at Aegis that we didn't have in our home was a perfect solution. Give Aegis a call today or go to aegisliving.com/spike and schedule a visit. Take a look around. Maybe you're a caregiver and you're going on vacation and you need a little break. Aegis could be the solution to your situation. aegisliving.com/spike.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief. The best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Summer's right around the corner. Can you say World Series? I don't want to jinx anybody. And I don't want to jinx the heating system or cooling system that you have, but it could possibly out at home. So the best thing to do right now is to replace the system. You want it done right and done fast. Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Upgrade to a Lennox cooling system and get a new heating system free. Plus available utility rebates. Visit HomecomfortAlliance.com today.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see you in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had, or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort.
Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver. From New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's cars with a K.
The Harnish Auto Family Super Sale is happening right now. The cost of living has gone up, but when buying a car, it doesn't have to feel like it. Zero down delivers, no payments all summer, and exclusive 10-day deals in partnership with Tapco Credit Union. With a wide selection of new vehicles and over 400 used vehicles across 5 dealerships, you'll find just what you're looking for. Visit Subaru, Volkswagen, and Chevy Buick GMC of Puyallup or Kia and Chevy of Everett. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Offers available OAC on select models. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike's got an article out you guys should check out on mynorthwest.com. We want to get him as many clicks as possible. I disagree with some of the stuff in the article, which we can chat about here in just a second. We go deep on this show, which is what we're about to do. But you can get the article. We'll send it directly to you if you text LAST. Is it LAST? Text LAST, L-A-S-T. In case you don't know how to spell it, I apologize. That was silly. To 888-973-5476. That's the LAST to 888-973-5476. In the article, you posit the idea that the reason that Stephen Colbert is being fired the reason his show is being canceled. Mm-hmm. There's many reasons that contributed to it. People's watching habits have changed. You used to do late night show and you'd watch it at night, and if you didn't watch it, you missed it.
You know,
it went away.
I've seen all of the final week's performance because there's been a cavalcade of who's who in media. I haven't watched any of it live.
Sure.
I've watched it on secondhand on the internet.
So a lot of people are watching it next day or day plus 3 or whatever those metrics are.
And I think that adds value to the network that they don't want to acknowledge because they want to use the loss of $40 to $50 million a year as justification for letting this guy go.
Well, here's the thing. I think, so in the article, you basically say that it's the Trump administration trying to silence Jimmy Kimmel, or it's
it doesn't like.
I'm sorry, not Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert.
Stephen Colbert, because they tried twice with Kimmel. Twice they wanted Kimmel fired. This administration.
Well, certainly Trump came out very vocal against him after the latest assassination attempt, and then that ill-timed joke, which was not related, but was an ill-timed joke, and did say that this guy should be fired. Yeah. I don't think that's a good idea. You shouldn't be saying that. But
that's all I'm saying.
Did the FCC then say, we demand that this guy get fired? Those are allegations that you're suggesting they're not.
They moved up the review of their FCC broadcast license by a year in an unprecedented move.
Let me read you some numbers here.
Sure.
So, because I think it's more of a dollars and cents thing, if I'm being completely honest.
Sure, that's fine.
Stephen Colbert's show loses $40 million a year, according to all the various news sources that I've seen.
Hollywood, which is infamous for fudging the books.
Okay.
Right? Would you acknowledge that? Hollywood, creative Hollywood financing or accounting?
It's usually to creatively show that you're profitable in some way, though, instead of...
Or to not pay an artist. I mean, you know that.
Well, they're paying him $20 million a year.
I'm not saying Colbert, but Hollywood accounting. You got to get everything else back first before we show a profit before you get a penny.
I mean, the way that movies work are a little bit different than the
recording industry.
No, I was going to say that you pay out people who work on a TV show. They're going to get paid regardless.
Yeah, Colbert's salary, I don't think is the deal breaker here.
No, I think the deal breaker is that the show loses $40 million a year. I think that's a problem.
Okay.
The last segment, you said that you thought the other shows were doing the same thing. According to Fox Business, Jimmy Kimmel Live generates roughly $45 to $50 million annually for ABC, which is probably why they are happy to keep him on the air, I would imagine.
He's 45, 50 in the black, whereas Colbert's
40 million
in the red.
The hole. Yeah. Jimmy Fallon.
Does that make sense to you, though? Does that make sense?
It does, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Jimmy Fallon generates he's the most successful, $70 to $80 million a year. And Jimmy Fallon, I would say, is the most traditional of those types of hosts. Jimmy Kimmel is very political in his stuff, but he's got that niche carved out. Stephen Colbert is also very political. I don't think he does it in the same comedic way. It seems a little scoldy to me, if I'm being completely honest, but whatever, different strokes for different folks. But I think the reason that he's not on the air anymore is because he's alienated a big chunk of a potential audience, which is not like a great business idea, to basically call half the country idiots.
Do you think Kimmel has alienated that same portion of the audience?
I think Kimmel has alienated.
Kimmel's more offensive to the Trump base than Colbert is.
Let me play you some Colbert jokes.
Sure.
Mr. Trump, your presidency, I love your presidency. I call it disgrace the nation. You attract more skinheads than free Rogaine. You have more people marching against you than cancer. You talk like a sign language gorilla who got hit in the head.
Yes, do not compare ICE or Border Patrol agents to the Nazis. That's an unfair comparison. The Nazis were willing to show their faces. Tomorrow is the first day of televised impeachment hearings. I'm so excited, I won't be able to sleep. You only survived this up till now because a lot of voters didn't want to believe everything that was obvious to so many of us, that Donald Trump is a fascist. And when it comes to democracy versus fascism, I'm sorry, there are not fine people on both sides. So you need to choose Donald Trump or the American people. So many of us wish this hadn't happened, but that is not for us to decide. This is a democracy. That's democracy with a capital duh. And in this democracy, the majority has spoken, and they said they don't care that much about democracy.
I had to cut a bunch of jokes out.
Sure.
We're obviously a lot darker. My assessment is, I just think he alienated enough of the audience. The advertising follows the audience, and the audience is not there. And if you lose money, it's a tough prospect to keep somebody on the air who keeps losing money.
It's a valid point of view. But my alternate point of view is that you can't deny the pressure that this administration puts on various elements of the media.
That may be true.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying.
That may be true.
That's all I'm saying. There's more than numbers at play here is what I'm saying.
I think if he were making money, I think he'd have a lot more people in the C-suite willing to step up and say, hey, you know what? His right to say whatever he wants. But if you're losing money, then that's a harder argument to make.
There you
All
go.
right. Check Spike's article out. Text LAST to 888-973-5476. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-444-9336, 800-444-9336, or biglou.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you.
But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Justice Department's anti-weaponization fund faces backlash on Capitol Hill. That's the $1.8 billion fund created to provide payouts to people who claim they've been unfairly targeted by the government. The acting attorney general was on Capitol Hill today, as CBS's Nicole Killian reports.
Todd Blanche was here to really explain what this fund was about, how it would work. However, his answers did not necessarily satisfy Republican senators. And so, in essence, after Todd Blanche left, Republican senators, many of them still expressed concerns about this fund, felt that their questions weren't necessarily answered. And subsequently, Majority Leader John Thune called off votes and said that they will come back and work on this reconciliation bill after the Memorial Day recess.
President Trump says he's sending 5,000 troops to Poland, although it's not clear if he meant a planned deployment that was earlier delayed amid pressure on Europe to fend for itself. He says his decision was based on his relationship with his Polish counterpart. 15 people in Minnesota are charged with defrauding Medicaid programs out of $90 million. Assistant Attorney General Colin McDonald.
The fraud here in Minnesota is shocking.
An Air France flight bound for Detroit was forced to divert to Montreal yesterday after being barred from entering the U.S. due to concerns over the Ebola virus. The plane was eventually allowed to land in Detroit. More from CBS's Usher Qureshi.
The Department of Homeland Security says starting today, any foreign travelers who have been in the Congo, Uganda, or South Sudan in the last 21 days will now have to fly into Washington Dulles Airport.
Mortgage buyer Freddie Mac says the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage jumped from 15 basis points last week to 6.5%, the highest level in 7 weeks, although still below the year-ago rate. CBS's Jason Brooks.
Mortgage rates have been rising in tandem with Treasury yields, which have been rallying higher on market concerns over rising inflation. Higher rates are threatening to derail positive momentum in the housing market after the National Association of Realtors reported an uptick in pending home sales in April.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert goes dark for good after tonight's show. More from CBS's Bradley Blackburn.
Jared Moats flew in from Texas.
He's a great comedian, and we will miss him dearly.
New Yorker Sherry Turner was also in the audience for Colbert's first show on CBS.
What are you going to miss about Stephen Colbert?
His voice, his honesty, his logic.
An end for The Late Show and a major change for television. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Coming up, a local superintendent is arrested. We'll tell you why after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, it's getting busy out there. Let's start with downtown Seattle. Our collision South 5 at I-90 has been moved to your left shoulder. It's right next to the HOV lane, though. You're back to bumper to 80th. We're up to 45 minutes from Linwood into downtown. That's a 25-minute delay. North 5, no surprises. Scattered backups from the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal. It gets real thick between the West Seattle Bridge and I-90. 25 minutes to get through all this. Up in Canyon Park, North 405, you're crowded on either side of 527. South 405 in Bellevue starts to slow at Southeast 8th, and from there, it's stop and go all the way to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton, 20 minutes. Westbound 520 jams up at 124th over to 405. North 405 is heavy through the Renton S curves, and we're up to an hour and 10 minutes now between Tacoma and Olympia. You got a 4-mile thick back up to JBLM starting near Gravity Lake Drive, and then more slowing between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. A school superintendent is now accused of covering up student sexual assaults. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery explains.
Police in Longview say Superintendent Karen Cloninger knew about a series of sexual assaults involving basketball players as early as January, but didn't report them to law enforcement. Investigators contacted her in February when they heard rumors on social media. Even then, they say Cloninger claimed the school had investigated and it was handled internally. Police say multiple staff members expressed concerns and were told not to talk about the assaults. Detectives ultimately arrested 2 students. They say at least one more administrator is complicit in the cover-up. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Tacoma man faces a murder charge in connection with the missing persons case from April. Detectives first arrested that man for identity theft and harassment. They've now upgraded the case to murder, though the woman's body has not been found. The search for the missing woman continues. The state senator is calling on Governor Ferguson to temporarily suspend the state's Climate Commitment Act, saying it is driving up gas prices. Republican Chris Galdon says Washington drivers are paying about $1.20 more per gallon than the national average.
Everything in Washington state is uniquely expensive, whether it's housing or childcare, but especially gas.
Now, Gildon estimates pausing the program could save drivers more than 50 cents a gallon. Here in King County, we are paying an average of more than $6 a gallon as the Iran war is leading to price hikes. Supporters say the CCA is critical to the state's climate goals. We have reached out to the governor's office for comments. Seattle City Council president is asking for 2 police officers to be present at every council meeting. SPD has confirmed this request as the department is already hundreds of officers understaffed. Former council president Sarah Nelson tells Seattle Red's Jason Rance.
When I count up the hours of council meetings in a week, that's a lot of hours that those scarce officers will be not doing something else.
SPD says it will first try to fill these positions with volunteer officers using overtime. We have reached out to current council president Joy Hollingsworth for comments. Your weather update now, looking at fair skies this afternoon. Highs in the mid-70s, same for tomorrow. Right now, 71 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Man, this is going to be the best hour. We got a lot of great stuff. This first story we're going to do together. It's a lot of fun because I have no idea what this is. Laura surprised us with this story. She said it's kind of crazy, but she thought we would enjoy it. She thought the audience would enjoy it as well. There's audio that goes along with it. I have 2 words for you. Cuddle parties. It's apparently a thing in Seattle.
Yeah.
Cuddle parties We get the audio from Cascade PBS. They're doing a report on this. Let's play some of the audio, and then we can respond with the audience. Before we listen to it, let's take a guess, because I didn't read this. I thought this would be more fun just to do it blank.
Okay.
Which is how I approach most of life. What do you think cuddle parties means?
I think a cuddle party, if I had to just, from the name alone, and the environment that we live in today, the cultural and social climate we live in today is devoid or sorely lacking in human contact. I bet cuddle parties are a chance for you to get together with total strangers and just enjoy human contact.
Put the phones down.
Without any agenda.
Put the hands up.
It's not a dating party.
Just kidding. Gross.
It's not a dating party. It's a human contact experience.
A human contact party.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have the same ring as cuddle party, which I think is smart.
Yeah.
Cuddle party makes more sense.
It does. Human contact party, God knows what's on the other side of the fence there.
Yeah.
You know?
Jeez Louise. Yeah, sometimes you catch.
Have something without tentacles, please.
Human contact. All right, let's put. That's what I gleaned from the title as well. Cuddle party is. I think of cuddling as a nice thing.
Sure. Yeah.
It's kind of nice and it's comforting. And anyway, let's hear about it from Cascade PBS, and then we can either agree or we can criticize. But this is another story. I'm going to keep playing this clip because this. I want people to associate our show with this. This is the thing that we're going to do better than anyone else. And maybe I shouldn't play this on this clip, actually, but this is what this show does.
Deeper and deeper, way down.
Way
deeper and deeper,
way down.
Way down.
All right.
Yeah, this was definitely the wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm noticing that now.
Story.
Let's hear the story first, and then we'll decide.
Touch is the thing that we focus on the least, and our bodies, we've got a lot of stimulus for the mind and the emotions, but I think the body has gotten left out and left behind.
On a recent Friday, about a dozen cuddlers gathered at a yoga studio in Northeast Seattle. It's part social event, part self-care workshop, and it starts with a lesson in consent. As people settle into cuddle puddles, Reedy and Wilson encourage participants to ask for the kind of touch they want. Research shows touch can calm the nervous system, ease stress, and help us feel more connected to each other.
I came to my first cuddle party because I was incredibly lonely. I had just been through a breakup and I didn't have any family in the area, and I also was newly disabled with a head injury. I just didn't have anyone that was I could get.
I can't laugh at that.
Dude, come on.
Newly disabled with a head injury? I was prepared to make fun, and now I can't.
You can't, right.
I can't. Newly disabled with a head injury? All right, finish talking, and then we'll have no opinion on this, apparently.
Healthy, consensual, platonic, safe touch from. A lot of us are touch-starved or touch-deprived, and so coming to an event like this is a way to actually get those needs met.
Let me say this.
Sure.
This young lady who's newly disabled and with a head injury.
Yeah. No family in town.
No family in town. Deprived of touch.
Oh, and going through a breakup.
And going
kind
through
of a trifecta.
breakup. Yes. None of my feelings about this activity are directed at her, because clearly I would never say such a thing as that.
They know how to market. This is who needs a cuddle puddle.
And what was the puddle about? Why would you?
That's
what is
where
that?
That's why I reached up for the bell that gets me off the train. Right there, ding ding.
The puddle.
The cuddle puddle.
You have to start as a puddle. What does that even mean?
No, that's the final goal. No, you know what though? It's funny when, as the narrator of this news story, gave us the parameters of it's about consent.
Mm-hmm.
It's about boundaries. It's about clear communication of what you're lacking and what you're seeking in a cuddle party, or to eventually become part of a cuddle puddle.
Yeah.
And the jokes write themselves.
Gross.
But I mean, you know what? This is perfect. I think all the things that this service addresses are absolutely undeniably evident in our culture.
You think this is good?
I think this is great. It's not for me.
It's the funnest part about the show. Spike, when you and I go deep.
Deeper and deeper.
Can you not play it?
Way down.
No, I'm playing it.
Deeper and deeper. Way down.
Way down into the puddle.
When you and I go deep
Feel
on a
the puddle.
topic, the thing
Feel
I'm
the
always
puddle.
surprised is I have no idea what you're going to say.
Okay.
I usually have some idea in my head where I go like, all right, well, he'll probably think this, so I'm going to make sure that I'm ready to talk about this, just in case.
Yeah.
I had no clue when we thought about cuddle parties that you would come away from that experience listening to that, talking about puddles and touch and consenting
Boundaries?
touch and boundaries, that you would say, this is a great thing.
That's a wonderful thing.
This is a disaster of a thing. This is a nightmare.
No way.
Number one.
Are you kidding?
No men should be allowed at this event. Guys cannot come to this event.
The loneliest segment of society shouldn't have access to what might be the cultural breakthrough of our lifetime?
Have you been in here? Have you been inside your head for a second? I've been inside my head.
I'm not allowed to go there anymore.
Do you understand? Do women understand?
Okay. But you're blaming, you're drawing.
I'm blaming. I'm saying as a
what
precaution.
I'm saying is you're projecting your shortcomings.
It's not my shortcomings.
Onto the gender in
it's
general.
Humanity.
You think it's all men?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, cool. Okay. You might be right. I don't know. I'm no expert.
Let me ask you a question. Be real with me for a second.
Sure.
Be real with me.
Was my first degree in psychology? Yes, it was.
Was it really?
Yeah.
You have a psychology degree and you think this is a good idea?
I didn't graduate. I got a lot of credits. I'm pretty close.
I was too busy hooking up with chicks at the bar and on the beach.
I was a bartender, dude. I didn't need thought. I had liquor.
The thing. Let's address reality here.
Sure. Why?
The reality is you put strange men into a room with women and you tell them the point of this room is to touch each other. That's a recipe for disaster.
Okay.
Am I not right about that?
There are just reasons for you to be cautious.
Not just cautious. Let me ask you it a different way.
Sure.
Your daughter comes to you and she says, I would like to go. You say, hey, what are you doing? And she says, well, I'm heading off to a cuddle party. And you go, what's that? And she goes, I meet up with strangers and we become puddles and we touch each other. And it's very loving, but it's not. It's totally platonic.
You know what I say?
Nobody's sexual at
all.
What
I say?
You say baloney.
I say not in my car.
Exactly.
You're right, I do.
You would not in a million years recommend this for anybody that you love. Would you?
Yeah, I think I might. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, my gosh.
Because
I'm ready for this.
Well, I genuinely think that the need for human contact is there.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then how do we get to a safe addressing of those needs in that in that environment?
If the only way to get that is to meet up with a stranger for petting, heavy petting.
When we said heavy petting.
Let me play this again.
Did I miss heavy petting?
Touch is the thing that we...
I'm going to get a lot of text messages calling me a pervert.
Not at all. I think you're keeping it 100, as they say.
Yes.
Focus on the least and our bodies. We've got a lot of stimulus for the mind and the emotions, but I think the body has gotten left out and left behind.
On a recent Friday, about a dozen cuddlers gathered at a yoga studio in North.
Did you watch this video, Laura, when you were pulling this audio? Is there a video associated with this?
There is a video associated with this.
What do they look like? What do the guys look like who showed up to this thing? Do they have a lot of longer hairs?
Exactly what you would imagine.
Buns?
Long hair, no buns.
Specimens, you're saying?
The buns are kind of out of style at the moment.
Okay. But they do have the guys have long hair.
Definitely long hair.
Okay. That's a warning right there.
People were playing with each other's hair. That was the thing that was happening.
Oh, Lord. Okay. The thing is, you have to protect people, Spike. There's vulnerable people out there in society. There's women out there who actually think that a guy that shows up to a cuddle party is only wanting to be platonic. Now, if he's a singleton who's devoid of touch, as the other girl says, who's got a head injury, if there's a guy out there who just doesn't get any touch, do you want that guy anywhere near your daughter, touching your daughter? Honestly.
It's not my first choice.
It's not your... No.
But do I want first off, if my child feels devoid of human touch and is such a lonely person, I would, and we'd have other mechanisms to try to find a way to fill that void in their lives.
100%.
But not everybody has the resources, the tools, the support system. Maybe this is the only lifeboat. I mean, while you're keeping it 100, and I'm sailing down a unicorn-shaped canoe on the river of denial. Is what I'm doing.
I do think you are on the river denial for sure, because I think that
it's not for me or anybody I care about.
Are you watching this video right now? I want to see these guys.
I'm watching the video. Look, see, they're all looking at him. Yeah.
Okay, look at that guy. Come on.
Oh, look at these.
That's not fair. That's not good. This guy has a very wispy mustache.
Yeah.
He's got very long hair.
Yeah, I can't tell where one person begins and the other one ends.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, my opinion is strong on this one. I wouldn't recommend it, but there might be people out there who think this is a good idea.
Just because it ain't for me doesn't mean it's not for somebody that I don't know or care about.
I just Okay.
No. Cool.
Okay.
Hey,
yeah. I mean, there's people out there.
You know,
who,
they say it takes different strokes to move the world.
Okay, so let me.
Great.
100%. And I will say this as well. I also wouldn't go to a hot yoga class.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, so
Sure.
like take it with a grain of salt, folks.
Yeah,
I also don't like.
How about puppy yoga? Would you do that?
Of course, because I'm
Puppy
not a
yoga's
monster.
great-
I love puppies.
Right?
Everybody loves puppies.
Puppy yoga's great. Maybe puppy yoga isn't. If
Do they have puppy hot yoga? Probably not. It's
I
probably
don't
not
think
safe
so.
for
It's
the
probably
animal.
not good for dogs. No.
Yeah.
I'm not a monster either. If puppy yoga doesn't work for you, then maybe at least try that before
Get a
you go to
pet.
Cuddle Puddle.
That's a great alternative.
Right.
Than
Not a-
going and
not-
let
not a pet.
strangers pet you. Get a pet that you
a pet.
can pet.
Pet a pet, not a stranger. Pet a
Pet
pup, not a stranger. We got it. Look at this. See how we solve
You
problems?
can make good money doing that.
Solve problems.
Yeah, go and sell people pets.
I could watch puppy yoga videos all day, by the way. That is just about the cutest thing you'll ever see.
I don't really want to watch people's bodies. I find them. I don't want to watch people doing yoga. I like the puppies.
Okay,
The puppies I
fair
find
enough.
very
I
cute.
love puppy videos.
Yeah, but I don't want to see any of these people.
I fell into a vein of rescue videos recently in my social
Rescuing
media feed. But
people from bad situations like a cuddle party? Or rescuing dogs?
Pups.
Yeah.
Or dogs getting rescued at shelters.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's very sweet.
It's wonderful, but heartbreaking.
You've had shelter dogs?
I've had shelter dogs.
So have
yeah,
I. It's very nice.
It's a great feeling. It's a wonder, and nothing gives better return on investment than a pet.
Yeah,
nothing.
It's pretty great. All right, well,
Come
we
here and hold
disagree.
me.
No, we disagree on cuddle parties.
That's
but,
what I love about this show, buddy.
You guys can hit us up at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Let us know. 888-973-5476. All right, can we do this real fast? And then we got a lot of other stuff we're going to get to.
Sure.
I saw this article. This is a hard pivot. But I saw this article in the Seattle Times about home ownership versus renting. And it was really interesting. And I wrote a piece about this. And if you guys want it, if you're interested, whatever, it's a free gift. We'll give it to you. I'm not even going to ask you to cuddle to read it. But if you want it, text HOME to 888-973-5476. HOME, 888-973-5476. The Seattle Times highlights that rent in Seattle, they're focusing on Seattle. Rent in Seattle is on average, about $2,100 per renter.
Okay.
And for a homeowner, the mortgage, it's very high. So the average mortgage in Seattle that they compare it to is about $4,500 a month.
Yeah, given the interest rates near 6, the median price of
Median
a home
price of
being
the
$1 million
house being very high.
Your article's really well done, bud.
Thank you.
Really well
That's
done.
so nice. That's so nice. Yeah. And the interest rate's very high and all that stuff. And my solution to this, and I do think it is a solution, is actually something that I draw. I've said this before, but I draw this from the Seattle Times article, who talks about where that split happened in rent versus homes. And one of the things they say in the Seattle Times piece, which I highlight in mine, is that at some point there was a huge influx of new apartment buildings that had been built. And so you saw, in real time, you saw those rent numbers stabilize because all these new apartment buildings came online. There was this big push to build new rooms for people.
We need space.
You need
affordable
space.
housing, yeah.
Yes. And so they built all these things. And yet in the same article, they're not addressing the fact that regulations to build single-family homes is very, very difficult in Washington State and in Seattle in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do a side-by-side comparison, Seattle versus Bellevue. The average wait time for a permit in Bellevue is like 3 to 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and the average wait time in Seattle is 4 to 8 months. So you have like a 40-something% increase
In just bureaucracy.
in just the permitting process.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the percentage of your new house that actually the cost has increased because of regulation. This is always a shocking number to people. You think like, oh, okay, well, there's going to be property taxes and there's going to be whatever the taxes you pay when you sell your house and all those different things. But it's the permitting processes, it's everything before you even are able to live in your house. 29.5% of the cost of your house is because of regulatory red tape.
Yeah.
And it costs you, so the median price of a house in Washington State is about $690,000. Again, those aren't Seattle prices. Seattle wishes that was the price. But median Washington State as a whole, $690,000. So the regulatory cost of that $690,000 is a little over $200,000. So my suggestion is for Seattle, because I do think they have this incredible opportunity. It's a very desirable city. We have a lot of new people moving here who are young and seeking good jobs. What you want to do is lower those costs so people can get into houses. So you need to cut some of that regulation back. Don't cut it all away completely. We still want to have good environments and safe things. But if you can cut that down, and so the wait time to build the houses is faster, you increase the supply, and then some of those regulations are just ridiculous. $200,000 on a house, that's unattainable. And you got to cut that cost down so that people don't feel like it's impossible to buy a house, which a lot of people these days, young people, they just feel like it's impossible to get a house someday.
I'm raising a couple kids.
Yeah.
My oldest I'm not raising them anymore.
You have raised 2
I have
kids.
raised 2 kids.
Yeah.
My oldest and her new husband, they think that the dream of home ownership is just that, a dream.
A thing of the past.
A dream. An unattainable dream.
Yeah. Or if it's attainable, it's not attainable where they currently live.
It's not here.
Yeah.
Not where we could be grandparents without an airplane ride involved.
100%.
And that's heartbreaking. Here's the issue. I mean, you're not wrong about the elimination of bureaucracy and regulation.
Yeah.
And by a 29% intrusion into home ownership is regulation.
Yeah.
Here's a city that's underwater. Here's a city struggling for revenue. I mean, the consequence of cutting all this regulation, a lot of this regulation out is loss of income to the city and state.
Here's where I would push back.
Okay.
I would say that the city should look at their same playbook that they're using to try to entice film crews to come and make films here. If you make it affordable to live in Washington, you're going to have more people buying houses here. Mm-hmm. You're going to have more people building industries here. You're going to have more people spending money here. So your tax base increases.
You got me.
And if your tax base increases, they're going to get more money. They see that with the film industry. They say, we'll give you a 40% rebate so that you come in and all the ancillary businesses around you make money because you're going to be spending that money here.
Imagine one of the leading industries in this state was home building.
Imagine. Oh. Yes. Wouldn't that be amazing? And
great.
The fix is in front of us. It's simple. It's just a matter of, do they have the political will to do it?
It's hashtag Jake for governor. You heard
Please
it here.
No
hashtag Jake for governor. I'm
just
telling
hashtag
you.
take a good idea. Anybody just take this good idea, please. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Spike, what are we doing when we come back? We got a lot of
ask me that.
We got a lot of stuff to get to.
We've punted on so many stories.
Let's do this. I want to play this audio. Kevin O'Leary, speaking of young people and money.
About why are you so broke?
Kevin O'Leary has a thought,
right,
Mr. Wonderful, on why young people don't have money.
Okay.
But it led to an interesting discussion. If young people don't feel like their money's being saved for a house because they can't get it, then why are they saving the money? Why not enjoy life now? We're going to play some of these cuts when we come back. It's a really good one. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Hi, I'm Charlie Hargan.
And I'm Matt DeFactor.
It has been a Northwest staple since 1977, a landmark when giving directions.
We chat with the Director of Sales and Marketing as Wild Waves prepares for its final season.
Mariners head for Kansas City. Join us for the Rick Riz Show.
And are you looking for something to do this holiday weekend?
KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has your weekend planner.
That's tomorrow, 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. That finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that keeps you gaming in the fast lane, even when the whole family's banking on bandwidth. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Hey, let's face it, a lot can change in 5 years. Kids grow taller, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi? It would stay reliable and the price would stay put. The Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. This June for Men's Health Month, Revive Men's Health in Washington is helping men take control of their health with a free, comprehensive wellness panel. A $400 value included when starting treatment. Your panel checks key health markers, including testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidneys, liver, and thyroid, so you can finally understand what your body's been trying to tell you. Since 2011, over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to get real results. More energy, better sleep, improved mood, and confidence that shows. If something feels off, don't wait. Get answers, get a plan, and start feeling better. This offer ends June 30th. Schedule your free, comprehensive wellness panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Jazz Alley invites you to 4 nights with blood, sweat, and tears. Classic hits and big horns live on stage. May 21st through 24th. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Monty Alexander, May 28th through 31st.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Chilling surveillance video is now out, showing the moments leading up to the stabbing death of a UW student. The King County Prosecutor's Office released that footage from the laundry room where 31-year-old Christopher Leahy allegedly killed 19-year-old Juniper Blessing. We get the latest from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Surveillance video from the Nordheim Court Apartments laundry room shows Leahy entering behind a young woman who actually holds the door for him. They both leave, and later in the video, Juniper can be seen sitting on the laundry room floor. Leahy then re-enters, looks directly at the camera, and walks out before the video ends. Prosecutors allege he unplugged the camera before the assault. That video is available if you want to see it at mynorthwest.com. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Well, people living along Seattle's Aurora Avenue say they are fed up with the bullets. KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports they're demanding action from local officials.
They released a joint statement to Mayor Katie Wilson, council members, and Seattle police, calling the situation a public safety failure unfolding in real time. They say in part, quote, the continued lack of urgency communicates a devastating message that the safety of Aurora residents is acceptable collateral damage.
And that same group sent another letter to with city leaders today reporting even more gunshots along Aurora just last night. A Spokane County woman accused of trying to run down a child on a dirt bike has pleaded not guilty. Deputies say she drove onto a sidewalk in Cheney last month. 56-year-old Wendy Clement is charged with attempted first-degree assault and DUI. Her next court date is in August. With Memorial Day weekend coming up, expect long lines on those ferries. WashDOT's Justin Fujioka says they're expecting some 350,000 people between today and Monday.
Be prepared for what is expected to be a very busy Memorial Day holiday weekend. And just to be kind to our employees, they're working hard through the holiday weekend, to safely move all of you and us to where we need to be to celebrate.
And he says you will wait a whole lot less if you're riding during the early morning or evening hours. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
And it's brought to you by Seattle Sports. Up in Mount Lake Terrace next to Lake Ballinger, you've got a collision eastbound 104 Meridian. It's blocking your right lane, so that leaves one lane open with some brief backups in both directions of 104. Up in Everett, North 5, we're crowded from the Boeing Freeway to Highway 2. And eastbound 526 is heavy leaving the Boeing plant over to I-5. Linwood to Seattle, 35 minutes. That's a 15-minute delay, and we're heavy from 85th to I-90. Got a brand new collision just past Ravenna in the left center lane. North 5, scattered backups from the Michigan Curve across the Ship Canal Bridge, and it's about a half hour now to get through downtown. South 405 in Bellevue, we're stop and go from 520 all the way down to the Renton Landing. Pretty heavy through Bellevue. Bellevue to Renton is a 25-minute trip. North 405 is jam-packed through South Center in through the Renton S-curves, and we're still hovering at an hour and 10 minutes between Tacoma and Olympia. Your biggest holdup is about a 4.5-mile backup through JBLM. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast looking very nice for the next few days. Mid-70s today and tomorrow. Low 70s on Saturday. Cooling down, though, by Sunday. And then Memorial Day Monday. Got a good chance for some rain. Right now, 71 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news.